I thought getting a job meant I failed. God had other plans. Look, I thought getting a job meant I failed. I was a real estate agent full time. I was doing Ruth and Real Estate. I mean, not Ruth and Real. I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot of like video work. Now, how I get paid is I will make a video and somebody sees it and somebody buys a house. So my thinking was more visibility. I'm getting out there. I'm going to be talking about relationships, so that I'm always there in their timeline, right? And it worked. I sold, some homes and things like that. But when it didn't, it didn't. And I it was the whole market was changing, and I had known that it was going to change because every 7 years it's expected to change, but it didn't change in the seven. So it kept going on, and it was like year 8 and 9 and 10. And so I've always been looking for other options besides real estate because I know downturn is coming. So I was just looking for the right business and I couldn't figure it out. And then I was like slipping back and back and back, and things were piling up and up and up. Finally, I couldn't take it. I was like literally 6 months behind on rent. And I was like, I got to do something about it. Like, my mind was flipping out. He was like very patient with me, but he was like, all right, just go somewhere else. And I'm like, before he said that though, I eventually got a job. So I started catching up. I think I was going into debt like with my real estate. Like, the reason why you couldn't do real estate like that is because we could do like a payday loan. So as long as you have something under contract, you just get a loan and you'll be fine. Then you can cover it and then you just pay them back. Well, I think I started one of those and it was just like really kicking my behind. And one of my friends was like, yo, you need to get a job. Like, why not just get a job? And I'm so grateful for her, because I hadn't had a job in like 10 years. So why would that be something I think about? Oh, I just want to get a job. Like, getting a job in real estate and you're full time mean you're quitting. It means you're not gonna be able to do real estate like you can. If somebody asks for an appointment, then you can't do it. But there are ways around it. And the people do it all the time. They have a full time job and they're real estate agents. We might talk trash about them, but hey, now I'm one of them, so they can say whatever they want, right? But at least I know my bills are paid. So I did. And what I thought was going backwards may have God was redirecting me. So I put in the resume and I never heard anything back. Like, to this day, nobody ever responded to my email, even though we thought we had to connect. They said they were not going to hire anymore, all this stuff now all of a sudden. And I was supposed to get in. Like, I know somebody that's in there. Like, I could have got in there, right? And it was right in the field that I want to be in. Well, anyway, I ended up having another friend shortly after that. I sold a house. So I was good. And then after that, a friend bought a house. And then after that, oh, yeah, gonna make me cry. These three girls were the same three girls that was so there for me, plus other people at my wedding. And God used those women to shape my today. Like, it's not always, hey, um, give me money for my business and then that's the only way you can support me. No, it could be a word of encouragement, questioning your decision making. It could be offering a suggestion. For me, I've been that person for um people where at the bridal shower they were like, I was at a crossroads when I met up with Ruth, and what she said or how she prayed or what she said, like, those words of encouragement helped me make better choices, and they did it for me. They did it for me, and it's like I feel stupid because I feel like, why couldn't I see it? Why couldn't I really see it? So it was a step at a time because my mindset was so, can't get a job, gotta make the business work, gotta miss the business work. I'm about to be a broker. Why would I go get a job that don't make no sense, right? So a friend was hiring. She's leaving her job and she gave me the job, and the job was paying well. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know they paid that much. Okay, cool. So I go back into childcare and I am a director. Well, that was cool, but I had to go back and forth to the class. If they really couldn't afford me like that, and I understand there was so many changes going on. And when they wanted me to like step down and all that, I was like, no, what we're not gonna do is act like I did something wrong, but what we can do is I can leave, and then that way you don't have to worry about paying me. And I left, and I was very like upset about it because I tried everything. You know how you try to hold on to a job every single day, something was happening that week, like big, 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 crazy things. Cops being called and people being harassed at work by like somebody come and touch my body at work. Like, what is going on? I was like, it's not. It's like when I know when I'm supposed to leave, and that was like one of those times where I was supposed to leave. So I saw it coming, but I felt like I was blindsided because I was like, I just got here. Like, that's not what I wanted to do. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a step back, and I'm going to finally start that cleaning business. Because I remember going to work and I was like, yo, I could be cleaning after work. Because I remember being with the kids, but I was like, yo, I really find a lot of peace cleaning away from the kids. So I was like, yes, yes, like call me, I will go clean, right? And so I finally got the nerve to muster up the courage to start my cleaning business, and I ordered my vacuum cleaner. I got my business credit together, like a little something, and I think I just ordered like net 30 or something like that. I got the vacuum cleaner. I got like the backpack John. I got I started using AI and getting my scripts together, like how like I took what I know from my real estate business and I applied it to the cleaning business, and I was rolling. I was calling people. I was cold calling. I was getting walkthroughs. Did my first couple of walkthroughs. Did my first couple of clients, and it was going very slow. I remember that. I remember like, yo, this is harder to make these phone calls on your mental than to just go to work, right? And I was just like, dang, it would be like so nice if I just because I didn't make money after I did all that for weeks and weeks and weeks. And, yeah, I made money here and there, but I was like, oh, you know, well, it was this issue and that issue. And I was just like, you know what? I'm ready. After a while, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a job. It's time. It's time. So, school year starting up, kids back in school kind of threw the whole thing like, oh, now I can go and get a job. But now it was like, I can't get a job because my son, like, I want to be able to make sure he's okay. So he was my reason for not getting a job in different places. But now it's like, well, if I go back to a childcare center, if I'm making close to what I was making as a director, I can go down to teacher, less stress, less stress. What the world was I thinking? Less stress, but like I'm not responsible, and like everything go wrong, it's always my fault. So I felt like, okay, less responsibility, I should say. I don't know about the stress part. And so I went and did that, and I made like literally two phone calls and got a job. Literally, that's how it happened. Okay, because that was the same list that I used for cleaning. So I felt like, oh my gosh, like if I wasn't doing this, then I wouldn't get that. So I did start, and it was a lot. It was a lot going on. It was a lot going on, but I learned some lessons. Okay, sometimes God's direction doesn't arrive the way you were expecting it to, right? He never was like, today you will get a job. Like it just kind of bubbled up in my heart, like, okay, it's time. You did your little thing, you saw how it was going to turn out. Because I always had the idea, but I never did it. Like the girl that told me about it, she passed away. And another girl was telling me about it, how she makes 200K a year for her cleaning business and all this stuff. And I never pulled the trigger or anything. And I just didn't want to be that girl anymore that doesn't pull the trigger, right? So I pulled the trigger and I know how to do it now. And that's amazing. Now the question is, do I have time, energy to do it? And there was times where I was like, me and Deja was getting it. We would go in, we would make our little money. I would split it with her. And then she got a job. Well, she didn't get a job. She graduated. She went to school. She got a car, and so it wasn't the same anymore. But it was nice. Like doing it with her really helped me. But I don't. think I ever did a job without her after that, because it was just like, oh no, I got to do this all by myself. So that's why I was like, all right. So with the new job, it was like it's gonna be a burnout, like doing that new job in the cleaner. After that, cleaner was not even an option to me. I was like, no. Okay. I mean, I did a couple more after that, but I remember going on the bus with the big um, vacuum cleaner. I remember Deja bringing didn't close one of the bottles, and the bottle spilled while we were on the bus. Okay, I have a car now, but people were telling me you can't start a cleaning business because you don't have a car, and I was like, I could do whatever I want to do. I could pay for a lift to get there, take all my stuff. I'm loading up the lift with my stuff and putting it in there, and I'm gonna take it out, and that's it. And people was like, "Oh, you took a lift." Da, 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 da. It was like a $400 job. Yeah, I'm gonna take a lift. It's okay. So let me tell you, it was great to start a business and give myself no limitations. It was great. And so it's hot in here. Air is in my room. The whole central air is down. I just got a like air conditioner in my room. But so bear with me all the heat. But yeah, my other point is faith still requires you to move. I had to make the phone call so I can get the job. I had to be burnt out from cleaning just so I can move to the next thing. But if somebody was looking at us like, why wouldn't you stay in one career, one field, whatever? So we went from real estate to daycare to cleaning to daycare, you know? And it's like, well, AI is taking jobs, right? So whatever you can learn and do, you don't know how everything's going to turn out. You don't know how everything's going to work out. When I got my childcare degree, it was one of those things where I was like, I'm just getting this because I know I can have a successful daycare one day. And I did use it. I did use it to start my daycare. And it was a certain plan, but I had to close it because I maybe should do a video about closing my daycare. So, yeah, because my marriage was falling apart. So I was like, I cannot keep doing this. I was burning out from that. That's another burnout story. And I was literally like about to bang my head on the wall because it was overly overwhelming odds against me. And I just was tired. I fought through it. I fought through it. When your health is suffering and then your mental health is suffering and then your family is suffering, you're going to have to make that hard decision. And that's where it was. So I was able in that 2 months to build something, and I was so proud of myself. And I have the when picture. I did started the cleaning business. I made the calls. I did the walkthroughs. I mapped the route out because I was on the bus and made sure the timing was right. I was going to multiple places on the bus. I didn't care. I was like, I'm not gonna allow me not having a car right now to be a problem for what I want to do. Um, Sometimes a car is a burden. And at the time when I let go of the car that I had, I was paying $1,000 a month for a very old car because it was a rental and I couldn't do anything with it. So when I had gotten rid of my car, it was liberty and freedom. So I didn't care, but that came with a cost too. Like I had to go through the elements and be on the bus stop with a baby with a stroller. It was a lot. I went through a lot. And I think physically it was a lot for me to just move. Everything was like in slow motion. When you have a car, you're here, there, boom, boom. And when you're on the bus, like everything is a chore. And it helped me for what I had to do next in childcare. So I give it that. And that's why I'm wondering like what exactly is next for me um for um for me as far as like because I had to do so much like as far as with the kids. So with this job I had to learn classroom management and all of that stuff. So it was another level. It was like another level of hard work and dedication that I mean my little body could not take so much and being at work every day at 7. And I mean I did it before. We did 7 to 6, so it wasn't really nothing, but it just was a lot because it was 20 plus kids every day, 18 plus kids every day. So you got to put the work behind your faith. Sometimes trusting God looks like praying. Sometimes trusting God looks like making the phone calls. Yeah, I like that. All right, my last point is pay attention to what happens when you pivot. Okay. The cleaning business wasn't necessarily a mistake. I learned, I acted, and I proved to myself that I could start something. The second it was time to move on, I took the same cleaning business call list and the same daycares I was calling to clean, I called to get a job and I got one just like that. And that's how miracles work sometimes. Sometimes they are slow brewing, right? I'm waiting and waiting on a ring, and then finally I get a beautiful ring. I was looking at my ring today. I was like, God, I would never complain again, right? Lies, but I'm gonna try not to. And then sometimes it's like a quick phone call and you get a job. I remember when I had my daycare and things had to shut down because I started the paperwork but I didn't finish it. So they was like, no, baby, you're not supposed to have nobody in this building. I was like, whoopsie. So I was like, all right, they all leaving. I gotta go. This is the best time to pivot. And I got a job within like I was calling and I don't know if it was 4 hours or 3 hours. I was able to secure a new job. That's what the beauty of obeying God when He says go add 10 more classes and do childcare and get your degree in it. I never said I wanted to do it. Like I never said I want to do childcare or real estate. I've really been living as obedient as I could. I didn't ask to be a housewife, but when I say I enjoy every one of those things, God knows me better than I know myself. Thoroughly enjoy being a housewife. I thoroughly enjoy being with my children all day. I loved it. I knew I was trapped. I knew I didn't have no money, but I was like, how can I make this my whole world and enjoy? And like, not to the point that I don't even leave my house. It's like, oh, you think you're going to trap me here with the kids, but I love it here with my kids. What's up? What's good? You know what I mean? Like I take everything when somebody want to be like this with me, I take it as a challenge and I like I'm gonna make this work for me. So with that, I enjoy just taking up challenges and making it happen. Okay. So pay attention to what happens when you pivot. Okay. 2 years later, almost 2 years. Next month will be 2 years. I'm still there. So if something works easily, it must be God. That's not the truth. That's too simplistic. But instead, I prayed, I worked, I paid attention, and when the circumstances changed, I was able to change with them. Okay. So the lesson is the big lesson here is stay close to God. You cannot discern the right direction if you don't hear God. Okay. Number two, put action behind your faith. Pray, make the phone call, submit the application, start the business, take the interview. Number three, pay attention to the fruit. This is my favorite one. Pay attention to the fruit and be willing to pivot. If it's not working, if you've been pounding at it, if you've been doing it and it's not working anymore, baby, it's time to go. There was a point where, Ruth in relationships was popping, popping, popping. Let's go with this and that. People was following all that. And when it started to dry up, I should have like start moving it along. I want to say when my mom passed away, I started like kind of losing interest a little bit. Like she passed in March. Yeah. No, I was still doing the show, and I met him. Yeah, I kept doing it anyway. But yeah, sometimes what feels like giving up is actually God giving you a new direction. I do feel like where I'm at, I'm giving up. Like, oh, you don't want to do another school year. No, but I've been knew I didn't want to do another school year, but I feel like I'm giving up because I was like, I can probably wait till another January and February. But it's because I am being pushed in that direction. I can see God moving. I am sitting in expectation and hoping that knowing and having faith that God has something better and bigger for me. And I'm so excited about it. I am. And sometimes you want to be like, oh, nothing's happening, but that is just a lie that you're telling yourself. You know something's happening. I knew when I was about to get engaged. I knew it was coming. I felt it. right? But I couldn't tell you what the date was, when it was coming. He told me it was close, and but I could have just still been like, that's why it's not here now. We're never going to get, and then everything happened like this. Wedding happened like boom, boom, boom. Married like this. Who gets engaged and then married the next week? What? Who does that? That was absolutely beautiful. And then 2 months later, quick wedding, everything's done, everything's paid for, no debt, boom, we're done. What? And it was beautiful, and it was a dream location. Girl, I can't. So yeah, all right. Burnout, man, you gotta just work through it. You gotta know, like, um, getting a job is not a bad thing. Like, I would love to be like, oh, I don't need a job. I want to go back to my old life when I'm chilling at the crib. Da, 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 da. I don't even want to chill at the crib like that. Like, I do, but I really don't, because it's not the crib I want to chill with. You know what I mean? And so when I got the job, I was able to get car, new house. Like, all of those things came with the job. And so it's not so much the job, it's just the fact that you have the income, and I knew what to do, or God knew what to do to get me those things. And He wasn't going to give it to me if I didn't have those things. So imagine God gave me a place where I pay now. Oh my gosh, what? I pay double what I paid before, right? And so I wouldn't be able to afford that without being in the same situation I was in. I don't, I'm not mad that I have to pay more. I'm grateful that I get what I'm asking for, even if it's more these days, but God is giving it to me. God is making a way. So, anyway, even though you are facing another career transition, you can remember, look, I've been here before. I don't know exactly where God is taking me. I didn't know where He was taking me then. And I don't know where He's taking me now, but I know I had to take the next step. Okay. So I want you to know that maybe your next step is not quitting, maybe it's preparing. So, question is, what are you preparing for your next job, for your next thing that you want to do, right? I'm doing these videos. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm starting over, but it just seems like I only have time to make these videos. But the videos is my starting over. The videos is, they starting to boom, like they starting to ba da ba da ba ba. Okay, and I'm not saying viral. I'm just saying, like, what I didn't expect it to, you know like, see the numbers and then be able to improve in the numbers. So now I'm getting skillful, right? And I'm digging deep in like I did before when I became an excellent teacher. That I'm digging into my YouTube now and learning all types of stuff, testing thumbnails and titles and all the stuff I hear them saying and doing. I was wondering why I don't do that, but now I have like bunch of them to fix and do and see. And then, like, yesterday it was 4 views, and that's today it's 45. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, just a little bit of effort, I can see the results so quickly, and it's like starting to be like a wave that's going up. So I want to tell you, your new job, your new career, your new promotion, whatever you're looking forward to do, just trust God and put in the work. Put in the work. You're not always going to get paid right away. You're not always going to see what is going to lead to what, but you got to start. All right. Thank you so much. You have a good one. See you in the next one.